Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the happiest place on earth, the Feast at Home. I know everybody is busy in different aspects. I know some of us are still working from home and on-site. And I know ang youth po natin ay busy din in attending their online classes at yung may mga business sa atin patuloy na pinagpapatuloy ang kanilang mga business both in physical and online world. And shout out po sa lahat ng parents dyan na alam ko na kahit mahirap, patuloy na tinutulungan ng kanilang mga anak upang sagutan ng mga modules. Mahirap daw ang modules pero kaya po natin yan. And yes, just like you, I am busy too. Busy din po ako in conducting online classes from Monday to Friday. And my weekends are devoted in doing my teaching materials. But still, I know that kaya po natin ito with the grace of our God. And brothers and sisters, let me just share you this. I had a discussion with my grade 4 students during my English class. We had a discussion about Leisure, a poem by Henry Williams Davis. And there's one line there in the poem that really catches my attention. It's just like a wake-up call for everybody. At yung linya pong iyon ay ito. We have no time to stand and stare. Brothers and sisters, in our spiritual journey, kung i-connect po natin yung linyang yun, it is just like God telling us to pause for a while and pray. Because sometimes, due to our busy schedules, lagi po nating nakakalimutan na kausapin siya at magdasal. And today, brothers and sisters, I know that this is the perfect time to thank Him, to talk to Him, and to give thanks to Him. I encourage you to place your life in Him because God gave His life for us. At alam ko din po that there is nothing that can ever break His love for us because God Himself is our lifeline. Brothers and sisters, let's worship the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
There's a river flowing out from your presence. You fill my cup to overflow. There's a fire burning bright in your spirit. You fill my heart. You won't let go. You won't let go. So I place my life in yours 'cause you gave your life for mine. There is nothing that can ever break your love. You are my lifeline. Oh, 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 oh. You are my lifeline. Oh, 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 oh. You are my lifeline. There's life moving through all creation. You set it all in motion. Nothing stands in between our connection. You've made a way. You've made a way. Still a place, my life in yours 'cause you gave your life for mine. There is nothing that can ever break your love. You are my lifeline. Oh, 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 oh. You are my lifeline. Oh, 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 oh. You are my lifeline.
Good day, Feast Binanganan. Cap Marky here, and welcome to Feast at Home. We are now in our Feast Talk series titled The Clash, and we are already in Talk 6. And it's titled Death versus Resurrection. Mga kapatid, today I want to preach the message, Your Easter Sunday is coming. And I also want to add a new phrase na maging karagdagan sa core vocabulary natin as Jesus followers. New heavens and new earth. Makikita po ito in many parts of the Bible, like from Isaiah chapter 65, Revelations 21, 2nd book of Peter chapter 3. At sa mga Bible scholars, shorthand way of saying this is renewed creation. Question: is this the same as heaven? Not quite, mga kapatid, dahil pag sinabi nating heaven, pagkakaintindi natin ay ang ethereal place in the sky where our souls go after we die. It's about what? Yung halos, harps, with everyone wearing like hospital gowns. Karamihan ng Christians, this idea of heaven is their end goal, their ultimate dream, and sometimes even the purpose of their life. You read very saintly persons say, my number one goal is to go to heaven. Diba? You also read quotes like, earth is just a dress rehearsal for eternity. Now, in one sense, all these statements are true, but they are lacking. Kulang. Kaya, what is our number one goal? Kaya kung babasahin natin ang sacred text, heaven, as we understand it today, di po yan ang number one goal of Jesus followers. Nakabigla, no? Well, what is, di ba? Well, check what Jesus told us to pray in the Our Father. Diba? Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The goal is not to go to heaven, but to bring heaven down to earth. Here's another way of saying it. Our goal is renewed creation. Now, to annex this world for His kingdom, to live life to the full with Jesus as Lord, nagagawin natin in every area of our life, career, family, health, hobbies, that we become the Imago Dei. To be God's love to those who desperately need it. For Jesus followers, this is a major paradigm shift of cataclysmic proportions. Lalim. Ibig sabihin ay, we need to rewire our Christian brain. And I hope by joining the feast every week makes this happen. We won't just be a bunch of souls floating around. Now, what's the biggest difference between our idea of heaven and what the Bible calls new heavens and new earth? Here it is. The renewed creation is going to be physical. Sabi nga sa Apostles' Creed, we believe in the resurrection of life. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says it too. We believe in the resurrection of the dead. And ibig sabihin po ay, we won't just be floating souls in the transparent heaven. Bawat isa sa atin will have a resurrected body. Like Jesus, we can eat. Diba? My guess is that there will be pizza, pancit, ramen steak, coffee, milk tea, Paris, and bolo in the renewed creation. We can probably bike and swim and run and Zumba. Except that everything is perfected by a zillion times. Mga pet lovers, diba? ba? They ask, do pets have souls? Ito po ang sagot ko dyan. Hindi ko po alam. But that may be the wrong question to ask kasi, di ba? The better question is, will God include pets in the new heavens and new earth? Well, my guess is yes. Diba? Your mission is to bring heaven down to earth. Kaya, mga kapatid, memorize this line. God's agenda is not migration, but transformation. Ulitin po natin. God's agenda is not migration, but transformation. Christianity is not about building a spaceship to escape to heaven. Christianity is building a city here and now where God's love reigns. That's why our goal is not just to save souls. Si Brother Boa, when he does a financial seminar, di ba? Some religious persons comment like this, Bo, why are you doing this? Why not focus on saving souls and making sure that they go to heaven? Isn't that more important? Ano niyo po, ano sinasagot ng Brother Bo sa nila? Going to heaven is important, but so is bringing heaven to earth, especially those who are experiencing hell in their finances. Now, when Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Which means abundance doesn't only mean heaven, but the personal relationship with God that pervades every dimension of life. Ultimately, abundance means God's love permitting your talking, walking, living, sleeping, relating every single moment. Haba ng intro, no? But that is to get to get ready to the seed of God's word. Let's pray our favorite prayer here in the feast. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Today I receive all of God's love for me. Today I open myself to the unbounded, limitless, overflowing abundance of God's universe. Today I open myself to God's blessings, healing, and miracles. Today I open myself to God's word so that I become more like Jesus every day. Today I proclaim that I am God's beloved, I am God's servant, I am God's powerful champion, and because I am blessed, I am blessing the world in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. O mga kapatid, nasa subsection na tayo where Jesus answers 3 questions from the religious leaders. Diba? And in the second question, we meet people who were on the, let's say, on the opposite side of the spectrum. Kung ang modern Christians are so focused on going to heaven and want to forget earthly life, kilalanin naman natin, guys who don't even believe in the afterlife and just want to maintain the status quo. Strange, isn't it? Basa tayo, chapter 20, verse 23. That same day, Jesus was approached by some Sadducees, religious leaders who say there is no resurrection from the dead. Who are the Sadducees? Sino ba sila? Diba? Anong pinagkaiba nila sa mga Pharisees? Well, the word Sadducee is derived from Zadok, the high priest during the time of King David and King Solomon. Yung mga Sadducees, they were a sect or a party, diba? A unique bunch of Israel's religious leadership. They were a very small group, but they were very influential and they had deep pockets. They were also in charge of the temple. Now, the Sadducees, they accepted only written law of the time, which is what? The Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, not the book of the prophets. Why? Ask me why. Well, just read, when you read through the book of the prophets in the Bible, you'll see them criticizing the religious leaders. Kaya ang mga Sadducees, hindi sila naniniwala in the existence of spirits. Kaya di rin sila naniniwala in the resurrection of the dead. They believe that once a person dies, that's it. He's gone. Kung isa kang Sadducee, pag namatay ka, literal na parang bula ka lang na naglaho. Now, the Sadducees were not like the Pharisees who believe in the resurrection. The Pharisees believe in the supernatural. Angels, demons, heaven, hell. The word Pharisee comes from the Hebrew and Aramaic word parush or parashi, and it means separated. Isa ring ancient Jewish sect. The Pharisees were called separatists because they strictly observed written law as well as traditional law. Well, I guess not believing in the resurrection of dead was more convenient for the Sadducees. Kasi nga, if they are living in luxury, why bother with the afterlife? Now, people in power will avoid any releveling of power. But Jesus believed in the resurrection of the dead. Kaya itong mga Sadducees, nag-share sila ng silly story of a wife who had 7 husbands para patunayan that the resurrection of the dead was a silly idea too. But their plan backfired. Now let's read their question. They posed this question: Teacher, Moses said if a man dies without children, his brother should marry the widow and have a child who will carry on the brother's name. Well, suppose they were 7 brothers. The oldest one married and then died without children, so his brother married the widow. But the second brother also died, and the third brother married her. This continued with all 7 of them. Last of all, the woman also died. So tell us, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all 7 were married to her. Di ba parang Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs lang yung kwento? But not at that time, kasi they had this thing called levirate marriage. Well, ang reference natin dyan is Deuteronomy chapter 25. No. Levirate marriage. This Mosaic law was designed to continue the family line of a guy who died childless to preserve his name and possessions. How? Well, ask me how. Simple. Let a brother of the dead guy marry his widow. And historians, they say that a few practice it, but no, or at least it was honored in theory. Now, after nung tanong, Jesus blows them away with his answer. Jesus replied, "Your mistake is that you don't know the scriptures and you don't know the power of God. For when the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. In this respect, they will be like the angels in heaven." Jesus says there's no marriage in heaven. Boom! Diba? Isa na naman pasabog, lalo na sa mga K-drama fans dyan. Wala nang kasal-kasal. Itong asawa ko si Ana will be the first to complain. Mahal na mahal ako dito eh. But why did Jesus say that? Diba? He believed that renewed creation, the new heavens and the new earth, is broader and bolder and bigger and brighter and better than anything we've ever experienced. Diba? We have no categories for it. Ito, analogy. Once upon a time, we were a fetus. Our lungs, di ba, started to develop when we were like a month old, 4 weeks old, di ba? By 30 weeks, our lungs were complete, but we were not inhaling air. We were inhaling liquid. Yes. We were receiving oxygen through our umbilical cord. And one day, we moved out of our comfortable home called the uterus. And in the delivery room, we took our first breath and the umbilical cord was cut. And we started living in a vast world that we could never have imagined. Okay. Suspend the belief for a moment and imagine that your mom could talk to you pagkapanganak mo, di ba? When you were a fetus via mental telepathy. And your mom, sasabihin niya sa'yo, baby, your life will be different outside my womb. Di ba? Imagine mo yung blue skies, green trees, lovely mountains, and, wide oceans, coffee, donuts, pizza, basketball, dancing, Netflix, K-drama, YouTube, and so on and so on. Diba? Can you imagine? No, you can't. A fetus won't be able to fathom that. And that's exactly what the renewed creation is to us. We have no categories for it. But there's another message that I'd like to bring out. Marriage is not the goal of life. Nung sinabi ni Jesus sa verse 30, for when the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. Ano ba sinasabi ni Jesus dito? He was saying that the meaning of life is not marriage, but love. Fact. Well, I've met some singles whose ultimate goal is to marry their Gigi. God's gift, hindi po galunggong, ha? Gigi, di ba? Ang ultimate goal ng mga singles is to marry their Gigi. Well, is this healthy? Marrying your God's gift. Marriage is great. God believes in marriage, syempre. He invented it. But life is more than marriage. Alam nyo ba na si Jesus lang was the only major religious teacher who didn't get married? Muhammad got married. Si Gandhi got married. Si Buddha had a wife. In ancient Israel, all their religious teachers were married. So for Jesus to be celibate made him very odd. Ikaw ba ay single and thinking of permanent celibacy? Well, the gift of celibacy is loving a larger family. Celibacy is prophetic, pointing to the renewed creation where we can love more persons. You can love everyone in the renewed creation. Well, let's face it, sa ating current state of affairs, we're limited to how many persons we can love. Yung pwede nating mahalin. May I give you an example? Si Brother Bo, di ba? He receives hundreds or thousands of messages from person asking ng advice and prayer. Well, si Brother Bo, ang wish niya is to have a cup of coffee with every person who writes to him para maging, para maging personal. No? Each one story na may share sa kanya and for him to be able to pray for each other's heartache. But it's a physical impossibility, di ba? Mahirap yun. But we believe a day will come in the renewed creation when all these limitations will be removed and we can love everyone in God's big family. Embrace each one, di ba? Listen to everyone and love each one. In the kingdom of Jesus, every life is cherished, every person is loved. Finally, Jesus delivers his checkmate to the rabbinic debate why we should believe in the resurrection of the dead. Because God's love is stronger than death. Now, recall how the Sadducees read only the Torah, the first of 5 of the 39 books of the Hebrew Bible. Diba? Para patunayan sa kanila ang resurrection from the dead Jesus had to quote from the Torah, the books they were reading. Let's read. But now, as to whether there will be a resurrection of the dead, haven't you ever read about this in the scriptures? Long after Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had died, God said, I am the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. So he is the God of the living, not the dead. When the crowds heard him, they were astounded at his teaching. Here's why Jesus believed in the resurrection of the dead. God's relationship with us is so strong, it cannot be terminated by death. Kaya, your Easter Sunday is coming. Look around you, kapatid. There's so much death and decay and darkness everywhere. It's so easy to give up. But, mga kapatid, we are the resurrection people. God's love will conquer death. This is our burning hope that we will rise from the dead and will be part of the renewed creation. Jesus himself had this hope ablaze with him when he hung on the cross. While everything around him was still Good Friday, Easter Sunday was already exploding in his heart. Ikaw, kapatid, are you going through your Good Friday right now? Are you losing hope? Are you wondering, where is God in all this darkness? Hold on to hope. You're part of the resurrection people. Each day, work towards a new heaven and new earth. Your Easter Sunday is coming. And may all of our prayers and dreams come true. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, truly, Lord, you are the greatest above all, and without you, we are nothing. Have mercy on us, Lord. Forgive us, Lord, for all the sins that we commit. Our doubts, yung kahinaan namin, yung pagdududa namin, Lord, patawarin mo kami. Kaya muli, Lord, sa darating na linggo ito, patibayan niyo kami, Lord. Gabayan niyo kami. Bigyan niyo kami lagi, Lord, ng ilaw na makikita namin sa dinadaanan namin minsan na dumidilim. Lord, embrace us with the Holy Spirit to be our strength, to hold on to hope, that we may be able, Lord, that we may be able to be a better version of ourselves. Lord, we still ask to keep us safe and healthy, Lord, lalo yung mga mahal namin sa buhay, lahat ng nasa malayo, Lord. And Lord, again, we thank you for this powerful message that you have given us. In the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, amen. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Peace be naman. Kamusta po kayo? I miss you all. Please stay safe and healthy. God bless us all.